All right. Hello, hello online, and hello in person. Good evening. Hopefully you're doing well. I know it's a dangerous thing to put a pastor last, but we're gonna get out of here soon. I promise you. I promise you. I only got 3 offerings to take, so it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy on you. So again, thank you, Mr. Rader. Thank you, Ms. Brown, for the opportunity to come and speak about parent camp. So I've been in Chicago Public Schools in education for over 25 years, but I became a consultant with Gerald Stewart Consultants and began to see, as I always did, that we have many tools for students and scholars, but far too often, y'all heard the term, no child left behind. They left the money behind them, but we also somehow left parents behind. And so parent camp became a way to engage parents, and we've been doing like a whirlwind. We've been to upstate New York, we've been to Gary, we've been to Milwaukee, we've been to Indianapolis, we're looking to go to Miami coming up. Can't wait for Miami, can't wait for Miami. But it's about these 4 areas that I think are pivotal to parents being engaged. And it deals with communication, action, motivation, and participation. Go ahead to the next slide real quick. And we look at, it breaks down just like this. This is the parents and the community. Parents are in the middle of all of that. Communication, action, motivation, participation, but they make up the village. And we found out, just doing these different seminars, different places, if we get parents strong in the schools, then they get strong in the community, which makes a better village. We've all heard before, it takes a village to make everything work, to raise a child, but somehow the village got broken. The village is broken if we just be honest about it, and now we have to re-engage our parents in a way that can be beneficial to them. Because as I stated earlier, we're always giving all kind of tools here at Beasley and all schools across the world. Every day we send our students off to school to learn, but how much are parents learning and what's in their toolbox? Look at your neighbor and say, what's in your toolbox? No, I'm sorry. He just came out. Go ahead and get that one more time. And then keep going. Because this is going to be, we go through it and we break down each section. And I'll just do an overview of it because of time. So in communication, we deal with how are you engaging your child? And I like to say this, every parent in the room and online has probably asked their child, how was your day? And your child will say real quick, it was cool, it was all right. But how about flip it a little bit and ask a different question, a different way, and say, who made you smile today? What made you angry today? That way we can begin to get some more out of them other than the pre-played answers. But then if we talk about action, we talk about how do parents act when they come to school? How do they act when they come to engage with a teacher? What's the right way to present yourself in an environment of education or whatever? And we look at action like that. But then I like motivation when dealing with camp because motivation is all about self-care. Parents, how many parents know they need to stay motivated in the room right now? Raise your hand if it's hard for you to stay motivated. You're doing 18 things and you only got 24 hours a day. And so in that, how do you stay motivated? And I like to say you have to have some way where you're finding self-care. How are you taking care of yourself? You taking care of everybody else but you. And so you're going to suffer because you're running on empty. And so we find ways to get parents to do something for themselves. And then lastly, how are they participating in the community? I think every parent needs to have a participation part in their community. If they're not participating, then somebody else is filling the gap. Somebody will be participating with their child. So let's go to a couple of more slides, and we talked about that, about communication. The next one is going to be real good. The most important thing in communication is to hear what isn't being said. And I like that because a lot of times our students don't say what's really on their heart and they go over it, but we got to listen intently to find out what's not being said. So I'm going to respect the time, but there are a few more slides here, but I'm just gonna open it up to if you have any questions. It's usually a 4-part seminar, but it can be broken down to 2 or whatever the school or business has for time constraints. But that's Parent Camp in a nutshell and an overview. If you have any questions, I can take it here or online. I think I beat my best time right there.
Does anybody have any questions?
That's a good slide right there. Click all of that. That talks about all behaviors learned, behavior serves as a function, environment impacts behavior, skill deficit impacts behavior, team approach is crucial, and then relationship matters. That's what we as parents need to know, because our students' behavior is a reflection sometimes of ours. And you wonder where they got it from, look in the mirror.
Starts from home.
Hello, somebody.
Okay.
All right, no questions?
Ms.
I have a
Wright,
question.
Ms. Wright, you have your hand up.
Okay, Ms. Wright?
Okay, I'm gonna try to make this quick.
Okay.
So, my question is, I feel like no matter where we turn, no matter what we do, the glorification of being, for our girls, being naked, being promiscuous, fighting, doing drugs, being a part of a gang, cursing, using the N-word in the songs, on the radio, is everywhere. Whether it's TikTok, on the shows, especially in the music, the way they dress, scrolling through all day long, video games, I could go on and on
Absolutely.
and on. No matter what we say, no matter what we emulate, we aunties, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what we're talking about. And now, even the ones like, for instance, my daughter turns 21 today, and I have a 9-year-old, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what we say, we are denigrating them. We putting them down. We don't understand. We canceling them, right? We saying stuff about them, although we don't. It's not even just we don't understand anymore. It's not even like Will Smith anymore. It's like we are talking down to them, and we are completely dismissed. So it's not just about they're doing what we do. They're doing what they are immersed in. Okay? And it's excused. And if you say something to them, then you abusing them. How do we guide through this environment now? It's almost impossible.
Well, I'll say this, and that's a very loaded answer, more than we have time today for. But I will say,
Yeah.
I think one of the things is, don't get tired in showing
Okay.
love. Okay.
No, I just said okay.
Okay, yeah, don't get tired in consistently showing that young person love, because love is the missing key. Sometimes y'all know the song, we're looking for love in all the wrong places. So we're inundated, as you stated, with all of these scenes coming into our life daily. But one thing I know for real, and I'm not gonna preach, you gotta train up the child in the way they should go. When they old, they won't depart from it. Now, you might not be seeing a turnaround now, but hopefully in this village that we're recreating, they'll run into another trusted adult where they don't share everything with you, but they can share something with somebody else to help them out of a rough place, and they don't feel isolated and alone. But we got to stay in love at all times, but we got to love them enough to tell them the truth at all times. And so don't be frustrated that it doesn't seem like it's turning around. Just know you're doing your part and somebody else somewhere is doing theirs. Because they are inundated with everything all around them. But we have to become like a detective. So many of our students are isolated when they get home. They lock up with the game, they lock up with their friends. Come out, talk at the table. We couldn't just go in our room, we had to come out and sit at the kitchen table and eat. And so we have to go back to some of those things. And again, I know that's not the answer, the total of your question, but I know that's a
No,
loaded
I put
question.
it in the chat because I didn't want to interrupt
Okay.
you. I have literally never heard that as an answer before. I appreciate that.
Okay. And then sometimes we do a graduation with participation, with parents sometimes who missed out on graduation, they can throw their cap in the air too. And we know also there's a circle of influence,
So,
but a circle of concern also that we have to deal with. We're concerned about many things, but what can we really influence as a parent? We're concerned about everything, but where does your influence really lie? And we gotta identify those areas and move forward.
Any more questions?
And just before I came, I took my number off. No, I'm just messing. I'm just messing. But y'all can reach me anytime, 588-2300. Just call me and you'll get me. So, if there are any more questions, that's it for me.
you showing your age.
Yeah, well, you know it too. Thank you very much.
I remember that.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Pastor Stewart. We appreciate